Hmm? Welcome back to Cooking with Friday on Fridays, episode 27. Today we're going to make hand-stretched In-N-Out cheeseburger pizza. Start off by making the sauce. Half cup of mayo. Three tablespoons of ketchup. Two tablespoons of sweet pickle relish. One tablespoon white vinegar. One tablespoon of salt. 1 teaspoon black pepper, 1 tablespoon of sugar or sugar substitute, blend well. We'll chop an onion and set it aside. A quarter of this will be cooked with the ground beef. The rest will be used as topping for the pie. Slice some tomatoes evenly and set them aside for later. Now to prepare the pizza dough. On a flat surface, I chose this sheet pan. Sprinkle half a cup of flour. Store-bought pizza dough is fine. It's much easier than making it from scratch. We'll roll down the bag and coax the dough out. Using your hands, press the dough into the flour, popping the bubbles with your fingers, stretching the center out towards the edges. Work the dough around in a circle as it flattens, stretching all the while. You can use a rolling pin to avoid the hand tossing procedure, but that also avoids the fun of throwing the dough around. It takes patience and practice to mold the dough by hand without ripping and tearing it. I've tossed nearly 500 pies in my early 20s during my career at a local pizza place. I'm not a professional, but I did not destroy this one, so that takes experience and practice. Once the dough is stretched enough to cover your chosen pan, it's time to set the shell of the pie. Carefully lay the dough on the pan, draping it over the edges. Now tuck the overlap into the pan so nothing grips the lip as it cooks. Once you have a good curl on your crust, it's time to sauce the pie. Using melted butter, coat the crust generously to give it a good crunchy texture. Then lightly brush the rest. Apply half of the In-N-Out spread to the center of the pie, evenly coating the surface fully. Once the dough is sauced, set the raw shell aside for 5 minutes or so to allow it to rest. Now to prepare the burger. 1 pound of ground beef into the pan at medium-high heat. A quarter of the raw onion goes in to flavor the beef. A can of sliced and drained mushrooms joins the chat. A little salt and pepper. Stir this regularly. The pie shell should be rested and ready for the oven to proof. Into the oven at 450 degrees for roughly 6 minutes or until there is no more shine and gloss on the sauce. It should take as long to proof the pie shell as it does to finish the burger. No shine, crust is fluffed, pre-shell is ready to build. Set the burger aside and let it cool before handling. Apply the rest of the In-N-Out spread to the hot dough, filling the nooks and crannies. Cheddar cheese is a base. No measurements here. Be free. No limits. Brush the crust again with the butter, ensuring it will have a nice crispy texture after baking. Spread the cooled burger over the cheese evenly, moving it around so each slice is covered. Lay the sliced tomato out over the burger, framing out the eventual slices that will be cooked. Sprinkle the raw onion over the tomatoes, allowing them to sweat together as they bake. More cheese, no limits. Get that baby some milk. Dressed and ready for the dance. Raise the oven to about 475 degrees and set the heavy pie into the oven. "10 minutes doesn't seem like a long time, but at high temperature, that's all we need." Here's the finished product. Looks great. Slides out of the pan perfectly. Slice the pizza along the lines made by the tomato, trying your best not to break the tomatoes as you do. Lift carefully. The toppings may want to slide off. Perfect. Crispy crust, melted cheese, toasty bottom. Damn, that's nice. Top with shredded cheese, a little bit of lettuce, a pickle if you like, and a cold soda. Perfect burger in a pie shape. Now a garden update. Tomatoes are coming along great. Green peppers trying to sprout. The onion's in the soil now, tiny sprig raising up slowly. The bell pepper plant is thirsty. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See y'all next week. Bye.